Hey there, and welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you're an educator gearing up to jump back into the job market, you already know how stressful the hunt can be, right? You've got the passion, you've got the pedagogy, and you definitely have the experience. But how do you actually translate all of that incredible classroom magic onto a single piece of paper? Well, today, we're going to completely transform your job hunt. We're diving into the definitive guidelines for crafting a professional teacher resume, brought to you straight from the experts at Teacher Pool. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of formatting, let's do a quick reality check. Really think about this for a second. When you submit that document that you've poured hours and hours into, how long do you think a busy school recruiter actually spends looking at it for the very first time?
5 to 7 seconds. Yeah, literally just 5 to 7 seconds. It's a harsh reality, but in the time it takes to, take a deep breath, a recruiter has already made a preliminary decision about your entire career history. And this is exactly why a perfectly drafted, easily scannable resume isn't just a nice-to-have, it is absolutely critical to landing that interview. You really have to make every single second count.
So, to help you beat that crazy 7-second clock, here's our roadmap for today. Number 1. Resume versus CV. Number 2, that 7-second first impression. Number 3, essential formatting golden rules. 4, the 8 structural pillars. 5, crucial resume deal breakers. And finally, 6, connecting with Teacher Pool.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Resume or Curriculum Vitae, knowing the difference. This is a super common mix-up in the education world. Basically, a resume is your quick, targeted 1 to 2 page highlight reel. It hyper-focuses on your professional experience and skills, and it's designed specifically for job hunting. On the flip side, a curriculum vitae, or CV, is a much longer, way more in-depth document detailing your entire academic journey. So the bottom line is this. If you're applying for a teaching job at a school, you need the concise resume. Save the lengthy CV for your academic or research pursuits.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 7-second first impression, and how to actually make those seconds count.
Remember that wild 5 to 7 second window we just talked about? Well, to survive it, Teacher Pool outlines an absolute baseline that your resume has to meet before a recruiter even reads a single word. You need a crystal clear layout and incredibly concise content. Plus, they specifically require a formal passport-sized photograph of yourself, and, this is super important, it must have a clean, white background. These foundational visual cues immediately signal professionalism and help you breeze right past that initial rapid-fire review.
Now that we know what they're looking for visually, let's jump into Section 3, Essential Formatting Golden Rules. This is where we lay the foundation.
These rules are strict, but they're simple. To cater to that quick glance, ditch the long, chunky paragraphs and use easily readable bullet points instead. Visually, keep it pristine. Use a maximum of 2 classic fonts, think Calibri or Arial, in size 10 to 12. Keep everything left aligned or justified, stick to bolding instead of wacky colors to make things pop, and above all else, your spelling has to be absolutely flawless.
Okay, with the formatting locked in, let's hit Section 4, the 8 structural pillars. It's time to actually build the anatomy of your perfect resume, from top to bottom.
According to the folks at Teacher Pool, a well-organized resume is broken down into these 8 distinct blocks. You've got personal information, job objective, work experience, education, honors and activities, skills, hobbies, and finally, references. Let's zoom in on a few of the most critical ones.
Take the job objective, for instance. This is where you build your personal brand. Consider this example from our source material. Instead of writing something super generic like, seeking a teaching job, this candidate wrote, a highly passionate, hardworking English teacher with a focus on American literature and 4 years of teaching experience, seeking a permanent teaching position. See the difference? You really need to customize your objective for every single job you apply for, aligning it perfectly with the job description while showing some genuine passion.
Next up is your work experience. The golden rule here, reverse chronological order. You always want to put your current or most recent gig right at the very top. For each role, list your job title, the dates you worked there, and bullet points of the specific impactful tasks you performed, like, say, improving exam passing rates or introducing individualized lesson plans. Recruiters want to see what you're doing right now first.
Now, your education section follows its own specific hierarchy. Feature your absolute highest university qualification at the very top, like your master's or bachelor's degree. After that, list your previous degrees, and finally,
Tag on any relevant certifications, courses, or workshops that specifically apply to the teaching role you're going after.
When it comes to skills and hobbies, relevance is absolutely everything. For skills, highlight things like curriculum development, educational assessment, or student and parent relations. And as for hobbies, listen, only include them if they actually bring something of value to the students or the school. If you play a musical instrument, or if you dance or paint, those are fantastic because they can easily translate into extracurricular school activities.
Finally, cap it all off with your references. Teacher Pool requires a minimum of 2, but they can't just be your friends. They need to be people who directly managed you or someone you officially reported to during your career. Make sure to include their exact titles, their contact numbers, and their official work email addresses.
All right, so we've built a beautiful resume, but let's quickly shift gears to Section 5, crucial resume deal breakers. These are the strict what not to do rules that'll get your application tossed in the trash instantly.
Seriously, firmly cross these off your list. Visually, avoid any and all clutter. That means absolutely no italics, no fancy script fonts, no underlining, shading, colors, or graphics. When you're writing, drop the unnecessary punctuation and skip the quirky metaphors. And most importantly, leave out any extraneous personal details. Your height, weight, age, or sex have absolutely no place on a modern resume. Keep the focus entirely 100% on your merit as an educator.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6, Connect with Teacher Pool. You've got the knowledge to build the perfect resume now, so it's time to actually take that next step.
You see, Teacher Pool isn't just out here offering advice. They're genuinely positioned to be the ultimate partner in your career journey. Their entire mission is dedicated to connecting talented educators like you with outstanding educational institutions. They're actively working to build the future of education, literally one teacher at a time.
So if you're ready to find that next great role, they absolutely want to hear from you. Reach out directly and send them your newly polished, perfectly formatted resume. You can shoot them an email at contact@teacherpool.in. You can give them a ring at +91 9591 944 235, or you could even drop by their office in Chandapura, Bengaluru, Karnataka, India.
And that wraps up our explainer. We've taken your resume from a cluttered, stressful document and turned into a streamlined, 7-second beating powerhouse. So I want to leave you with this final thought. With the perfect resume now firmly in your hands and the right partners ready to help out, where will your educational journey take you next? The classroom of your dreams is waiting. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and hey, happy job hunting.